Good evening. This is a spur of the moment show tonight, and it is because I wanted to impart some education that I have learned, and it will help those of you who are interested in, at some point in time, importing goods from China. All right. And this is, let me make sure I have the right setting. Give me one moment. I apologize. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is going to be information. It's a little bit different from the type of information that I normally would. Oh great, my microphone is wanting to die. Hopefully it won't die. And we may get us a hum. Let me know if this causes a hum or feedback of some sort. Let me know, please, because it's my microphone's about to die. Let me know if it hums. Just say it's humming, it's annoying, and I'll change to a different microphone if it's going to be annoying. But it is okay. Then let's change the microphone real quick. Let's switch. Let's switch. I want to say. Okay. Not sure if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me clearly with that microphone. Let's see. Nope, that's not the right one. It's this one. There we go. Okay, I think that's the right one. Let me know if that's the right one. Okay, so at any rate, hi, how is everyone doing this evening? Um, I am Eve with the Baby's Booty, and I am coming to you because we are doing a buy-in currently. Well, we just finished up one buy-in. We're about to do another. Okay. And I learned a lot with this particular buy-in, some things that I didn't know. And in working with this buy-in and dealing with purchasing from overseas, I wanted to impart some knowledge to you guys because I know that there are instances where many of us have felt like we wanted to purchase something from China because it is affordable. Okay. And with that affordability comes a cost that I was unaware of. And I know the reason why I was unaware of that, and we'll go over that here in a moment. I was actually going to put together a little skit of sorts to tell this story and to tell how this works. But I decided, you know what, this is a very serious topic and I wasn't going to go live. I was just going to do a pre-recorded video. But then I was like, you know what, I would much rather people be able to ask questions about importing. Okay. So most people would think that all you have to do is go on Alibaba or AliExpress, find something that you're interested in importing because it's much cheaper over there. And then you bring it here and you resell it. And that's that. You pay the cheaper price. It gets here, they ship it, whether it's shipped by boat and it takes 30, 45, 60 days, or whether it is flown over express, or it could come China Post, like with Wish. When you order things from Wish, a lot of times it comes by China Post and you don't have to worry about too many issues with that. All right. So in this instance, though, when I've purchased and done buy-ins before, not quite as big as what I've been doing with you guys. I've done smaller ones in years past. This time, the last time, and the first time we did the buy-in with just the crystal and the AB, and then this second time with all the colors, right? The hot fix and whatnot. All right, so that's my second time doing a significant size buy-in with more than just the few people that I would do a buy-in with in the past. Okay. So let's fast forward, and we are now getting through customs with this current buy-in. So for those of you who did do the buy-in with me this last time, we are clearing customs. We're out of customs now. So the packages should be coming in within the next couple of days. So hopefully between Friday and Monday, we'll have all of the packages, hopefully. And then that will start the process of us actually packaging everything, and getting orders out next week at some point in time. So hopefully by the time Friday rolls around, not tomorrow, but next Friday, hopefully all packages will be out in the mail, headed to you guys. Okay. So a lot of it depends on how quickly our packages get here, because they were routed. They were routed all over. I had like 4 different shipments. They split them up and they went 3 different places, one to Alaska, one to Indianapolis, one to Memphis. Long story. But we finally got to the bottom of it, and we finally got everything straightened out. Okay. So that is why why I'm doing this video tonight. That's why I'm doing this video tonight, because there are some people out there who make buying from overseas and reselling look easy, but there's more to it that you really need to know. And there's steps that you need to be aware of. Okay. And that's if you are doing things legitimately. I really need to emphasize that. If you are doing business legitimately, there are some steps that you need to know about when it comes to purchasing from overseas. All right. First and foremost, who in here is aware of the 301 tariff? There is a 301 tariff that has been put in place by the prior presidential administration, not the current one, but the one prior, that was put in place for imports, the 301 tariff. So for those of you who are unaware, when you import from another country, there is generally a tariff that is applied to your package. And you're like, a tariff? What is a tariff? I don't know anything about that. All I do is order it and it shows up. Okay, guess what? So whenever anything comes into this country, it has to be identified as to what it is. Okay. And a lot of that generally falls on the seller, not the person receiving the package, but ultimately it falls on the person receiving the package. But if you have good communication with the person that you're buying from overseas, you will let them know what needs to be on the package so that when it comes here, there won't be any issues. Well, some things get lost in translation. So when you order from overseas needs to put, China specifically, any country outside of here mainly, but in this instance we're going to discuss mainly China. Okay. So whenever you order from overseas, you need to identify what is in that package. So say for instance, like I was talking to a really good friend and we were talking about getting painting supplies coming in so that we could put together little kits for children for us to send to children so that the children can paint pictures with each other in a group. Okay. So let's say, for instance, I go look overseas. I go on AliExpress. I find some paint brushes. I find some paints. I find some canvases. I find some easels, right? And fortunately, there are manufacturers over there that are an all-in-one type situation for that type stuff. So I did find a manufacturer over there who carries the easels, they carry the paint brushes, they carry the paints, they carry the canvases, all of it. They make it over there in one warehouse because it all goes together and they sell it. Okay. So instead of going onto Amazon and buying things through Amazon, we're like, I can get it cheaper overseas. Just go ahead and order it over there. Well, guess what? Whenever I order 50 canvases, 50 paint brushes, 50 packages of paint, and 50 easels, and they send them all together, when it hits the United States coast or wherever it lands, whether it's by boat or whether it is by air, the United States Customs wants to know what is in that package. All right. Each and every single item that is in that package. And the reason I'm even telling you guys all of this, the only reason I'm doing all of this is because, as I've mentioned, I've imported before, but nobody really took the time to explain exactly what it takes to import things from overseas. Okay. And now more than ever, especially China. So, at any rate, let me go back. So, when it hits the US, they want to know exactly what is in that box. Why? Well, something could be coming over that's illegal. Something could be coming over that's dangerous to the public. Something could be coming over that is endangered. Something could be coming over that just daggum don't belong here. Okay. So there's a lot of reasons behind it, but let's break down the paint package specifically. So canvases, you're talking about a stretch canvas, the canvas fabric. We're not even going to talk about the kind of canvas that has the wood backing. We're talking about the flat ones, like what you can get from Dollar Tree. Okay, so those canvases may come over, and the canvas might be sufficient. Okay, you don't have to worry about that canvas. It's flat. It's you know, cardboard, it's canvas fabric. And no, see, Cynthia's, they actually don't take everything out of the box and search it anymore. So that's the other reason we're having this discussion. Things have changed. So when the canvas, they you tell them it's a canvas, there is a tariff number assigned to anything there is out there. Did you know that? There is what's called a tariff number, that if that number is on the form, they can easily look at that number, look at it and match it to what's on the form and know exactly what's in that box without having to call anybody, without having to look in that box, without having to open that box. If that tariff number matches what's in that box, they're good. Okay. Then we got paintbrushes. So you put the tariff number down for the paintbrushes. Well, paintbrushes are held together with glue. Some paintbrushes are made with squirrel hair. Some paintbrushes are made with horse hair. Some paintbrushes they're made with different things. Well, they want to know, what is that paintbrush made out of? Is the handle wood? Is it a wooden handle? What are the fibers of the brush? Is it synthetic? Is it natural? What are the natural substances? So you have to tell them the consistency of that brush, because if it's a certain squirrel hair or a certain wood that makes up that handle, and the wood is of an endangered tree, or the hair of the animal is an endangered animal that makes up the bristles of that brush, well, guess what? That's not coming into the United States. You got to send it back. It's not coming. They're going to send it back. Glue. They have to glue the hair into the handle. So they want to know, who is the manufacturer? What is the name, address of the manufacturer that is sending this paintbrush, so that they'll know, okay, well, that manufacturer is on file. They already know what is expected of them, so we don't worry about them. They're clear with us. We don't have to worry about it. Those paintbrushes are fine. All right. So then we go to the easels. Easels are usually made out of wood. What kind of wood is it? It's a wooden easel. Yes, you give them the tariff number for the wood easel, but what kind of wood is it? They want to know, is it an endangered tree? What is the species of the tree? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, you guys, and let's not even talk about the paints, because the paints, it depends on the consistency of the paint and what is in that paint, whether or not that's going to be allowed in too, because that may have to go before the poison control board. If I'm remembering him correctly, that was what he called it, the poison part, where they have to check and make sure the consistency of that paint is something that can be allowed into the country. And at the end of the day, once they find the tariff number to the brushes, the tariff number to the canvases, then the tariff number to the paint, the tariff number to the easels, once they realize, okay, so all of these things, they're cool, they're cleared, they can come into the country. I see them, they're on the package. Well, guess what? There's a tariff assigned to that. So there is a certain percentage that has always been there whenever you bring something in over that they charge based on the amount that that package is worth. Okay. So the package is worth $300, depending upon the tariff of each one of those different items. They add it up, they add that percentage, and you have to pay that tariff that is associated with it. Well, as of the prior administration, now the 301 tariff has been assigned. So not only do you pay the regular tariff that's there, now there's an additional tariff that has been added on top of that. All right. And the reason why that additional tariff has been added is so that it will discourage Americans from ordering from overseas to China, discourage us from ordering from China, and buy here, buy locally, buy in the US. That is the reason for the tariff. They don't that the prior administration did not want Americans to be encouraged to purchase from China. So the extra tariff is added. Well, all things coming from China have this extra tariff. All things are covered under the 301. There's a very select few things that you can purchase from China that doesn't have a tariff assigned to it. Okay. And the non-essential things like art, art supplies, rhinestones, fabric, things like that that are not essential to everyday life, those have a very steep tariff, additional tariff added to it. All right. So let's go for rhinestones, for instance. The original tariff on rhinestones was 4%. Well, the additional tariff that was added with the prior administration takes that 4% to 30%. So if you have a package coming from overseas with $1,000 worth of rhinestones, well, now you have to pay 30% tariff in addition to what you've already paid to the manufacturer over there. Now, when it gets here, you're going to be hit with that 30% tariff on the rhinestones. Paint supplies, some of the paint supplies, 30%. So there's different levels. All you have to do is look up tariff numbers, and it will give you the whole huge book list of tariff numbers that are assigned to everything out there under the sun. And it will tell you what the tariff is, what country are excluded from that tariff. And it also will give you an indication if there is a 301 tariff attached to it as well, which mostly everything has that additional 301 tariff. Okay. So if you are interested in ordering from overseas, there is a way around that. All right. As I was informed by one of the manufacturers, when I was mentioning the tariff, I was told, oh, well, we can put a lesser amount on your package so that you don't have to worry about getting a tariff. Okay. So there are levels that trigger customs. There's a $250 limit that if it comes in and it's under $250, you don't usually have to worry about anything. Customs sees it. They can see what's in the package because the tariff number is on there. And usually, sometimes they don't even look for the tariff number when it's under $250, and they push it on through and keep it moving. Anything over $250, they really want to know what's in that box. What is in this? It's $250 worth of something. So what is in here? And tariff is usually assigned to whatever their package is. Once you get over, I believe he said it was $2,500, well, then they really are going to look at your package and try and figure out what in the world and why in the world are you ordering this much stuff, and your tariff is going to be assigned to it. So what tricked these some manufacturers have learned to do overseas so that they can keep American business is to value a package under the radar amount. Okay. So they may say, don't worry about it. We'll change the value of your package so you don't have to pay duties, is what they call it. And family, that's illegal. Okay. Um, you can do that. You can let them do that. But I tell you, as I have been told, I didn't do that with my packages, thank God. But as I have been told, once the package comes in, if for whatever reason they just so happen to want to check your package and realize that it was undervalued, overseas is not going to get into trouble because they're over there. They've already done what they've done. They already got their money. They already sent you your stuff. They're going to come looking for you. Customs is going to say, you are wrong for this. The value is not right. You have to pay a fine, and then you have to pay the tariff that would have been assigned to that package if it had been valued correctly. So, as I mentioned, if you're doing things the legal way, you don't have to worry about, Paw Patrol coming to get you because you wanted to, go in or allow the package to be undervalued. But you definitely want to keep an eye on that when you're dealing with your overseas vendors, and let them know they need to keep the correct value. Also, if they undervalue your package and your package is damaged for whatever reason, you can't expect them to, because they'll use, like in my instance, I had FedEx handling some packages for me one time. And then when FedEx brings the package, if it's damaged, we file paperwork with FedEx for them to fix or repair or whatever the case may be with the package. Well, they're going to go based off of the value of the package. So if they undervalue your package, then you got to come up with the difference to cover whatever it is that package was originally worth. And when you go to them and you're like, well, I got it and it's damaged, blah, blah, don't expect them to send you another one without you paying full price for it again. All right, because that's how that game is played, and I don't want you guys to end up like on the old Bugs Bunny commercials with the big sucker, in for the head in front of the face because you fell for the okie doke on them devaluing the package so that you don't have to pay duty. So I just wanted to let you guys know that because I was unaware of the 301 tariff. I really was. I knew there were duties that would be incurred, but in looking up the 301s, and trying to determine what exactly duty I would be responsible for, that was a rude awakening to find out that there's an extra huge chunk that will now have to be paid, once the company finishes bringing all the packages and all the packages are here. They're going to send a bill, and it is going to consist of not just the regular tariff that goes along with our rhinestones, but it's going to be the extra 301 tariff as well. So if you are interested at some point in time in doing business overseas with China, please keep in mind that there is an additional tariff that you are going to have to pay for those packages, because what they're trying to do is encourage you to not do business overseas, but bring that business here to the United States. Now, some could argue that that's irrational, because certain things like rhinestones, for instance, are not made in the United States. I'm very unaware of any manufacturer that manufactures rhinestones here in the US. There may be one. I don't know who they are. I've never heard of them. But most of the rhinestones are usually from Austria, Czechoslovakia, China, India, Pakistan. I think I heard Pakistan. And there is a place or two in Mexico, but that's it. I've never heard of one here in the United States. So why would we have to pay a tariff extra on that when we can't even get it here? Don't know, but that is what it is, and that's the tariff that's there. So, keep that in mind. Also, in addition to letting you all know that that's how it is when you do business overseas, and some things just to keep in mind, to make sure that your transactions are safe. Make sure that when they do put the tariff number on there, yes, the tariff number does identify what the item is, but the manufacturer also needs to describe what it is. And sometimes that language barrier can cause a problem with that. So, because that's partly what happened with our packages, the language barrier kind of messed up the description, and the description did not match what was in the package. And so that had our packages held up for a while, until I was able to get in touch with the right person and get that straightened out. But at any rate, um, they need to describe what it is and what it consists of. So if it's paint brushes, then it needs to say wooden handle paint brush with boar's hair bristles. It really needs to be descriptive. And in addition to that, have the tariff number assigned to it. If you're interested in finding out what the tariff number is to whatever item it is that you're trying to purchase from overseas, all you gotta do is Google it. Google tariff number for sublimation cups, tariff number for paint brushes, tariff number for, and it'll pull it up. And you can check that whole huge booklet list of what the tariff number is, for whatever it is that you're purchasing. But also keep in mind that some things, as I learned as well, goes through a different sort of customs, which I was unaware of. Like, for instance, in speaking with one customs agent, who incidentally is a part of the Hoop group, which is really cool. And he took the time to really go into a lot of detail with a lot of this. But if you are purchasing, for instance, a tumbler from China, well, that needs to go through the customs section with the FDA. And you're like, FDA, isn't that the Food and Drug Administration? Why would they need to go through there? Because when you're drinking from the cup actually goes into your mouth. Like, you open your mouth and put it on the side of the cup. So there could be some coating or something dealing with that cup that is not safe for Americans. And so they actually check and double check that kind of stuff. Sunglasses, for instance, sunglasses, they go through the FDA. So if you get a package in and you've ordered some stuff from overseas and it includes a couple of pairs of sunglasses, well, your package is going to get held up if they know the sunglasses are in there. And they are going to want to know, who is the manufacturer of the sunglasses and their name, so that we can check them against our list of folks to make sure that these are deemed safe for Americans' use. Because sunglasses, they are, they usually have the vision correction aspect of it, as far as polarized lenses, to block your eyes from UV lights and sun, stuff like that. And then the consistency of the material of the lenses will it shatter, and destroy our eyes because it's inferior products. So it has to go through the FDA, which is, I had no earthly clue about all of this. So these are things that we as business owners need to keep in mind if you are trying to do business overseas and use that material that you're getting from overseas to resell here. And I'm sure many of you have heard horror stories of certain things that were manufactured overseas and they came here. Like, most recently, within the last 5 years, you remember there was an issue with airbags in Hondas and whatnot, and the airbags were deploying and shrapnel, like pieces of metal were coming out of it, and it was causing critical injuries to people. Well, I mean, certain things like that. That is why customs is in place, to try and help make sure that, okay, we already identified this is a problem. We don't want to bring any more of that over here. We want to make sure that that stays over there. We don't want to hurt our folks over here, type situation. And that's the reason why they do it. So, I mean, I can't be mad about the 301 or the tariffs or any of that, because, all of those things are put in place for the safety of the public here in the United States. However, if we're doing things legally and, completely transparently, then it can be done. You can successfully purchase overseas. You can successfully import as long as you have the correct classification of your packages with the correct tariff number and the correct description. Make sure that you're getting your manufacturer's name and address from overseas so that whenever you get that phone call from customs through whatever carrier it is that you decide to choose to have your packages brought over with, then you can immediately respond with the name, the address, of the manufacturer and get your package through sooner. Because if you have a package coming in, it's going to get held up and you have a certain amount of time to respond to any inquiry that they may have about that package. If you don't respond within that certain amount of time, your package is going to get sent right back. All right. And I was also told that sometimes they will say, okay, well, this one thing in this package, like the art supplies, okay, everything else in this art kit is okay, but the easels, they're made out of a protected wood, protected species. So these easels have to come out. We got to get rid of them. You can't bring that over. And in the past, people used to could say, well, can you just take out the easels and send me the rest? Well, y'all, COVID has made a lot of changes in our lives and how things operate now. And you know for a fact, everywhere you go, just about is struggling to have employees and have folks working. So, because of that, Customs does not have the manpower now to stop and take the time, or let's back up. Whatever shipping or delivery company that is bringing your package, they cannot take the item out of the package. The item that you might be requesting to take out of that package has to be done by a customs agent. In order to have a customs agent come in, they have to get in touch with the customs agent and say, hey, can you come and take this out of the package? Well, customs is struggling with employees too and having enough manpower to come and search those packages. So yeah, they might come and take that stuff out of your package, but it could take up to 6 weeks in order to get somebody in there to get the item out of your package and send you what's left over after they throw whatever that is away. So they don't take the time to search packages as they used to, okay, which is why they are focusing so heavily on the tariff numbers and the descriptions being accurate. Because if they have to stop and go through that package, then you will probably not see your package for a good 2 months, because that's taking too much out of their time. Their plates are already full. They're already backed up with packages that are going through the same thing, trying to figure out what's in there, trying to verify all of that. So because of that, that's just not a real quick, okay, well, they can just go through the package. No, they don't do that like that anymore. Well, not in the mainstream of everything that we have going on. There may be a couple of departments that are not as busy, but incoming packages like that, no, as I was informed, that's not how they are processing things anymore. So a lot of that, I guess, then too, also depends on the company, because I was discussing this with a couple of express companies. So maybe cargo ships are a little bit different. Maybe they go through crates and whatnot, but the express companies, they're so busy, not only with domestic express shipments, but international express shipments as well. They don't have time to go through packages and stuff like that. So they're not doing it. So at any rate, I just wanted to impart this information to you guys because I was very shocked to find all of this information out. I'm happy to find all of this information out because I am the type of person that when I strive to do business a certain way, I want to know what all is involved so that I can make sure that I'm doing things properly. And in order to do that, you need to know the ins and outs of it. And I was speaking with another Hoop Group agent. I'm sorry, another Hoop Group member who is a customs agent. And I mentioned, well, I want to be an importer. What does it take to do that? And I was told, you might not want to do that because there's too much involved. You wouldn't, it's not an easy position to put yourself into. But to a certain degree, I am somewhat of an importer, but I have a intermediary or broker, so to speak, with my shipping company. And so now I'm on file with customs, which is really cool. I have a number associated with my business so that whenever I do import things, they automatically know, oh, this is that person. Or as I told him, oh, that's that crazy lady with all those boxes of rhinestones. We already know who she is. Send her stuff on through. And for the most part, he said, I should be okay from now on. But there is a extra tariff assigned to it that I didn't even know existed. All right, you guys. So don't be surprised if we go into the next buy-in and prices are bumped a little bit on certain stones. All right, because that tariff is a whole fool. 30% is nothing to joke about, right? And I'm eating that at this point in time, which is fine. But I definitely want to express thanks and love and hugs and heartfelt appreciation to the folks who did place their orders and leave tips, because that's going to help with this tariff. Because that tariff is a whole fool, because the order was significant, and we definitely have to pay 30% on every bit of that, because I'm not going to do things in a underhanded way just to save money. That's not how I operate. So we're going to have to pay the tariff, and that's that. So, but it's not so horrible that we're just like, okay, we're just not going to do the buy-in anymore. That's not the case. And it's not so horrible that we're going to be like, okay, all prices are going up 50% all across the board. That's not the case either. So hopefully it won't be so big of a, the little bump won't be so tragic. And if it is, I'm sorry, you can order yourself from overseas and you'll quickly understand the reason why any price change is the way it is in that situation. Um, so I appreciate your sentiment, Martina, and I totally understand why you would say that. But unfortunately, in this chat, we try to keep things in a non profanity way. But everyone has a right to their opinion. And whether or not a person purchases from another country or not is entirely up to them. Everybody has a right to their choice. And so if I choose to purchase from overseas, that's my choice. If I choose to not purchase from overseas, that's my choice as well. So I have to be respectful of your choice to not purchase from overseas. And likewise, you really want to consider being respectful of my choice to purchase from overseas. Because to be quite frank, if the option was available here, that it was manufactured here, then there's a good possibility that I would purchase from here because it would be available, but it's not. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? I have choices that I need to make. And Lord knows if I could afford to go to, for instance, the Czechoslovakia and buy the Swarovski stones and us sell those, dag nabbit, I would. But I can't afford to go to Czechoslovakia. And actually, Swarovski is not even offering their stones to anyone right now, other than their main large manufacturing clients. You can't even buy Swarovski stones now. So the only option are the stones over in Austria, which are the Preciosa stones, the Preciosa stones. And at some point in time, honestly, you guys, I do hope to be able to offer Preciosa stones to you all. But we're starting small and we're going to build our way up to Preciosa type stuff. But for the time being, we're just going to dabble around in our deluxe stones world. And because Preciosa prices are still nothing to sniff at, but I know there are some folks out there who would much rather bling on that level, and that's okay. I understand that. And hopefully it will be an option at some point in time in the near future. But for the time being, we are offering overseas at the moment. So I want to answer any questions that any of you may have I wasn't saying that. I definitely appreciate Kingdom Touches by AJ, and I definitely appreciate Sharon Davenport. Y'all, that's insane. I appreciate it. I really do. But y'all just, I wasn't coming on here for that. I really wasn't. But I do appreciate it because y'all, that was a huge shock. Huge shock. I mean, I don't even want to tell you how much the tariff is going to be because it's insane. But it's okay. You know, at the end of the day, my thing is you guys still get a really good deal and you will continue to get a really good deal, but it has to be done above board and it has to be done legally. I just choose not to do it any other way. That's me personally. Last time we did the order, I I didn't realize he valued it like that so that it would avoid that. And he mentioned it this time because I was like, okay, well, this is a lot of packages. We got to deal with shipping and get it over here. He was like, oh, don't worry, we value it low. I'm like, whoa, 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 hold, time out. What do you mean you value it low? Oh no, we put the price low so that you don't have duties. I said, well, wait a minute. You put the price low. So what happens if my package is lost or destroyed? What value is going to be attached to that package if the package is supposed to be $500 and you value it at 20? Are they gonna cover 500 or are they gonna cover 20? No, they'll cover 20. Then you fence the value that package at $500 because I'm not playing that game. I'm not about to, take a risk with these folks' packages and you just gonna have looking at me crazy because it's getting lost or it fall out the sky or whatever the case may be. That's a no, sir. Put it at the right value. Didn't know. Did not know that it was gonna be 30% of that value, but it's okay. It's okay. But now I know and I've learned, and that allows me to teach you guys, and let you know what's up with that. So if you want to order from overseas, please, y'all, please take a moment because there are a lot of sublimation blanks and stuff like that you can get from overseas that honestly, I now see why in a lot of instances it's better to just order from Amazon or our local manufacturers, sublimation places. Okay, the price is steep, but dag nabbit, the 30% makes it even steeper over there to bring it here. And, by the time you end up adding up all those pennies in fees and shipping and tariff and extra 301 tariff, you paying about the same price. Just go ahead and order it from over here. The only difference is, like in one instance, a friend orders her supplies from overseas to sell here, but she gets it private labeled over there. So I totally get that. And as a matter of fact, what she is ordering and getting private labeled, I don't think is manufactured here either. I don't think that's manufactured here either. So there's certain things that aren't made in the USA. And as one customs person I was talking to yesterday, I think it was yesterday, and he mentioned, there used to be mills here, especially in North Carolina. We had a lot of mills that manufactured fabrics, okay, thread, yarn, fabrics, things of the like. And it's very hard to find those now because so many of the mills have shut down and they're no longer operational because they sent those jobs overseas. Right. So I understand why the one person, and I respect your opinion on not buying from China. I respect that. You have every right to feel the way you feel. Just let's not put it in such a vulgar way in our chat. I appreciate that. But I mean, they do make it affordable, and in a lot of instances it's a good quality. As long as you look for a good quality, you can get a good quality material from over there or whatever it is that you're getting. So at any rate, that's that. I just really, in discussing this with the one customs agent last night, before we got off the phone, he said, you know what, this would make a really good video subject for folks to take a look at and learn from. And I had to wholeheartedly agree with him, because I really wish somebody would have told me that that even existed, that there was a such thing as the 301. And now they are fighting it in court right now. The 301 tariff, they are trying to fight it in court, to make it I don't want to say unconstitutional. I think that's the wrong word. But they are fighting it because they're, according to the lawsuit, there wasn't enough time given to the American people and businesses to say this tariff is about to go into place and you're going to have to pay this. You're supposed to give people time to adjust and get their businesses adjusted to it, and there was no time given. It was like, bam, this is what you paying and you got to pay this. End of discussion, no questions asked. And so they're bringing a lawsuit because of that. So I don't know what the outcome of that lawsuit is going to be. Right now, it is not in Superior Court. It is in court, and y'all know how the justice process goes. You know, court cases are continued, and they work their way up, and it could be 5 years from now, y'all, and then they be like, you know what? That's unconstitutional, and you'll get a refund of all of those duties that you paid. But until then, you got to come out your pocket and pay these duties, ma'am. So, just keep that in mind. And I just thought it was really important to share that. I had to agree with him. This was really good information, especially finding out that there are certain customs, that certain areas that you wouldn't think. Like, I would have never thought a sublimation mug would need to go through the FDA. I would have been like, well, what? Why? And it's because it goes in the mouth. Toothbrushes, it goes in the mouth. It has to go through the FDA. You have to have the manufacturer. I was like, wow, really? And so at some point in time, you guys, what I would like to do, I don't think it will be this coming up live, but a live here soon. I would like to have some folks who are more familiar with customs on the show. They like, I actually have the fellow that handled my packages for me in Indianapolis. I was going to ask him if he would be willing to come and talk to us, because he was so nice, y'all. Oh my God. He ended up being very nice. I didn't even expect him to answer the phone, but he did. And he was very helpful, y'all. He was like, we gonna get y'all's packages. And I'm like, you was right, homie. You was right. Thank you, homie. Because I was stressed all the way out about this. I was ready to fight. I was calling them folks every day, and finally got in touch with him yesterday and was like, bruh, please help me, sir. I don't understand. And he explained all of this stuff to me, and I was like, okay, got you. And then, like I said, the Hoop Group member that I talked to that's in customs, he added to that last night and explained a whole heck of a lot more. And it was just good. It was refreshing, because I don't like to operate in the dark. And it's public knowledge, but if you're not commonly involved in this type of environment, or if folks are leading you to do business in importing the shady way, then you're not going to know. And then when you're hit with this huge fine, or you're hit with this notice from customs, and they're telling you got to have this information, and you're like, what do you mean? I don't understand. I've been getting stuff, blah 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 blah. And they're like, well, you should have known, and you didn't know. So now now, for the most part, you have a really good understanding, or at least you have enough information where you can do more research into what you're trying to get imported, to help you understand what it is you need to do to get everything done and get everything in seamlessly and not have any customs nightmares. Okay. So that's the reason for the show tonight. I wasn't trying to come on and stay a very long time. But it was mainly to let you guys know that, yes, y'all, we finally got through customs. All praise goes to the Lord, because I'm telling y'all, it was like a whole lot of prayers and sleepless nights over this here thing. And a lot of, determination to get in touch with somebody and get some answers so that I will know how to prevent this in the future. Um, and then it was, a learning experience that I will forever cherish. And I look forward to challenging the import game again. So hopefully, you guys, when you go to import some things, it'll make it easier for you when it's your turn to import. All right. So that was the reason for the thing. Do you have any? Is this an update on the rhinestones? Technically, yes, Sandra, because we were in customs. They had our stuff for almost a week. All right. They did have our stuff held up. So they are in the process of clearing things from out of customs. I did get a couple of boxes today, but there's a whole lot more boxes that I have not received yet. So what we're hoping for is we will have everything by next Wednesday at the very latest. Because y'all, the packages were split up within 3 different locations in the country. So for whatever reason, I don't know why they split them up like that, but they did. And so all of these packages are trying to trickle in from all of these places where they had them sitting in customs waiting to find out exactly what was in those boxes. And I told them, I was like, y'all, it's hot fix rhinestones. And the lady was like, I don't know what that is. What is that? I'm like, bruh, it's hot fix, but no, I had to tell them glass rhinestones, and I had to give them the tariff number. And she was, oh, that's all we needed. Bruh, are you serious right now? And then the manufacturer didn't label it correctly. So that held up the packages and customs as well. So, that's why I mentioned with the buy-in, it can be held up to, like 30 days from the date you make your purchase, because we don't ever know how things are going to go in customs. But now your girl got more information, and now I know what to tell any manufacturer we deal with, what exactly to put on the package, so that as it comes through, they can say, oh, that's what this is, and send it right on its merry way, and just send me the bill for the tariff after the fact. So it just makes things a whole lot easier for them and for us. So technically, yes, this is an update, and what we're trying to do is make sure that the packages are out. I will definitely say we're trying to have all packages out and in the mail by Friday of next week. Okay. Because we're processing them as they come in, and knocking out the orders for what we have stones for, because I don't have all of the stones now. So, but they're coming. But ultimately, this video was mainly to let you guys know what to expect if you did indeed decide to import. Okay. I would hope that you would try to import. It's actually quite fun. But if you importing from China, you got to pay an extra tariff. Okay. So just wanted to let you know. Curious, what is the SS for? SS is, that's the classification that they give to basically the stone size, or the size of the stone, because the stones have a size range. Like for instance, SS10 has a millimeter size range. Let me see if I have it right here. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Okay, so like SS10, the size of the actual stone can range from 2.70 up to 2.90. So an SS10 stone, depending upon who manufactures the stone, can be in that range. So to keep from just saying what the size of the stone is, they just classify it as an SS10 or an SS12 or an SS20. That just makes it easier for you and I, common person, to easily identify what size stone it falls in and what application we can use it for. So that's what the SS is. And as Dawn says, stone size, yes. Alrighty. When is the next buy-in, y'all? The 27th of March, which is 10 days from today. 10 days from today. So customs really kind of put my back up against the wall with that one, because we're cutting it close, but it is going to be on the 27th, and this will include flatback stones. Good evening, Faith. I use import and pay by Western Union. You can pay through Western Union. You can pay through Alibaba if you do business with Alibaba. You can pay through PayPal. You can pay wiring. You can also wire, and some companies even have American banks that you can wire to. There's all kinds of ways that they take payment. It just pretty much depends on how your manufacturer and you choose to do payments and make and send the money. Miss 143, I will do my buying right right here with you. Thank you very much, with Miss 143 for the super chat. Woo! Yes. Thank you. We appreciate the super chat, and I'm going to go through and acknowledge the super chats. Kimber West, the most popular size is SS10, but SS16 is next. Most don't like working with the smaller SS6. Most don't, but I'm finding out the blingers, stoners, for those who use the glue, not hot fix, they tend to use the smaller stones to fit into the areas that are hard to get into. So we will be doing some of the smaller stones in our buy-in. Dawn says, I used to blame my supplier and make them resend. Man, they are fighting that tooth and nail now, but I guess it depends on what supplier it is. Let's see. Thanks, almost missed the chat. Sandra says, no worries. Let me see. I can't help but laugh every time you say duty. I know, right? But that's what, now overseas, that's what they call it. They call it duty, but here is actually tariff, is what it's called. As I found out the hard way. So yeah, we have tariffs that we have to pay. What is the average transit time from China to the East Coast, Jackie Hunter Jefferson? That all depends on the method that you choose, you and your manufacturer. Some manufacturers will do express because, of course, we're instant gratification folks. So if we chose express, express doesn't matter if it has to stop in customs. So I can choose 1 day delivery all I want, but if it's something that's going to have to stop in customs, when it hits custom, the time clock stops. It's like, okay, you got 1 day, but you're going to have to wait because we got to figure out what this is first. And you can't get any money back or say, no, that's not right. I paid for express. You got to give me my money. Yeah, no, customs has its own rules, its own laws. If it has to go to customs for any reason, your overnight whatever situation doesn't apply. Same if you put it on the ship. If they send it over by ship, which takes about 45 to 60 days now because of the delays in the ports on the West Coast, then you still have to wait the 45, 60 days. When it hits the port and gets unloaded, if customs needs to go through it, don't matter. It's already been 45, 60 days. They're going to take their time to figure out what's in that package too. So the average shipping time, it kind of depends. Your shipper may send express, or they may send 2-day shipping, or they may send regular shipping. I don't know. So for instance, I had some stickers made and sent to me, and that they said they were going to send it by air, but I swear it took darn 4 or 5 days for me to get them. But I have another shipper that sent by air, and I got it in 2 days. So it just depends. There's no, there are averages, but it depends on which way it comes. Weight may be the issue as well. Bobby says that's a good possibility. In my instance, it was the description, no tariff number, and the amount of packages. They was like, bro, what in the world? What is this? Oops, my bad. So, craftable things. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Holla. I definitely appreciate that, ma'am. Thank you very much. Most likely the things we use on a day-to-day come from, in a lot of instances, yes, that is correct. Willie Roseman says I was in the mill 30 years. Yeah, that's, and they're gone. They're gone. It hurts my feelings, but they're gone. A matter of fact, one of my favorite thread places, gone. It died out last year. So it's nothing we can do about that. The Danny Doer, we have a Walmart distribution center here in Indianapolis that burned down pretty bad. Oh no. So that's going to cause some problems, in addition to with supply delays and shortages. So now what? Now where do we get the stuff from? You know what I'm saying? And it's just, and I know the one person was like, they didn't want to buy anything at all from China, and I get that, but guess what? A good 80% of the stuff that we use comes from China. We can't make everything here in the United States. It's literally impossible. But we can get a lot of things that are made in the USA. So you just kind of have to work that out. Sadly, most of all comes from over there. I sell blanks. Yeah, Bobby, that would be correct. If you have responsibilities just like everyone else, unless you are an undercover million, shoot. No, hey, Sharon Davenport, no, ma'am. No undercover, none of that around. No, 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 no. No millionaires around here. Oh, eat the cost. You know what, though? This is the thing. I didn't know about that. I did not know about that. That technically was my responsibility to find out about that before we even embarked on this. So I felt responsible to go ahead and do it. And I mean, and then too, I made the call because I made him change the pricing on the packaging. I could have let him leave it that way, but my conscience wouldn't let me do that. So that's why I'm just like, it is what it is. I got to pay it because it's just, I mean, it is what it is, y'all. That's all the only way I could put it. And I wasn't about to come to y'all and be like, look, y'all need to call for it. No, because I should have known that. And that's why I'm telling y'all, because that way, when you go to do this, you will not be hit with that same surprise. Because as the customs agent also made me aware of, if you do business overseas, oh, this was a big point, y'all. Oh, I'm glad we came to this because I forgot about this point. If you do business overseas, you remember part of the GIT challenge was to get your business email, go ahead and get a business set up, blah, 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 right? If you're doing business overseas, you really should be using an EIN number and you should be using a business name. Because if you don't and you get hit with that tariff or you get hit with that fine, right? They're coming for anything that is attached to that package. So if you own your house and you did this in your personal name, your house is going to get a lien on it for whatever that tariff amount is and that fine. Your personal life is going to be affected. But if you're doing it in a business and as a business, well, then the business has to get hit with that tariff and that fine. You see what I'm saying? So there's a measure of protection there to actually operate as a legitimate business with the actual business credentials. Okay. So keep that in mind too, because I was also made aware of that as well. And I was like, bro, I'm so glad. So glad I used my EIN number and gave them that information. So yeah. But no, nobody, I wasn't gonna ask anybody to pay anything extra. Now the next buy-in, the price may be up a little bit, but other than that, no, I wasn't gonna ask anybody to pay anything extra. Miss JB, thank you very much for the soup chat. Yes, thank you. We appreciate the soup chat. Aliana says you can thank China for that. They had a factory there and they copied the Swarovski cut, and now they have select distribution. I know. But at the end of the day, that allows Swarovski to have their ability to retain exclusivity. Hopefully I said that right. And I can't even be mad at that because it waters down their brand if they just continue to sell to the general person and allow folks to replicate and duplicate and all of that jazz. Now it'd be kind of hard to say, girl, that's Swarovski crystals on that thing when you sell it, and they were like, how? You can't even get them. And you know what I'm saying. So we now have to go through the preciosa stones, and they're just as beautiful in a way. They're good stones too. So thanks for taking the time to explain this to us that have no clue about customs. Man, I learned a lot about customs. A lot. And I was like, bruh, I did not know that whatsoever. Sharon Davenport, I was blessed today, so pray this will help some. It will, Sharon. Thank you very much for sister. Yes, thank you. We appreciate it. Yes, it will help. And Kingdom Touches by AJ Rich RN. I want to help. Thank you for all the trouble you have endured. Thank you, man. Woo! Guys, I'm not even going to call it trouble. I'm not, because I like to learn things. Now, I was stressed, but I was only stressed because of y'all and y'all's behalf. I wasn't really stressed for me. I don't want y'all stuff held up, and I didn't want y'all to be disappointed because things are held up in customs. But I appreciate the learning experience that I did learn, y'all, because I like being empowered with knowledge. I really do. So although it was stressful, I still appreciate knowing now what I know so that I don't have to worry about it the next time. You know what I'm saying? It's something about it. It's something about being empowered with knowledge that makes you feel some kind of way about yourself. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, it was a learning experience. Always have your ducks in a row, says Sir McQuack. That is absolutely correct. We want to have stuff in a row. I will be contacting my vendors tonight. Haven't had this issue and pray not to. Girl, you just don't want them to grab hold of that package and end up with a fine because somebody decided they want to devalue your package for you, thinking that it's helping you. And in a way, it's helping you save money. But in the long run, if the wrong folk find out, I mean, and if a person chooses to take that chance, have at it. I'm not about to judge anybody, okay? But I couldn't do it. That just wasn't something I wanted to do. So, making sure Preciosa is checked. Is that not what I said? I said Austria, Czechoslovakia. Hold on, are you right? Hold on, let me check that because I thought it was Austria because I was gonna go. I was actually going to go. I've been literally talking to my husband about going. So it might be Czechoslovakia. You know what? I think you're right. It is Czechoslovakia. So what was Swarovski? Swarovski is Austria. Hold on, let me see. Yes, Czech Republic is Preciosa. So Swarovski must be Austria. Hold on. Yeah, Austria. Swarovski is Austrian. Czechoslovakia is Preciosa. That's right. You're right. Thank you for Aliana. Thank you for correcting me on that. I appreciate that because I want information to be correct when I impart it. So thank you. Debbie D. Hey, Debbie D. Thank you. Bobby, you said this started when? What started when? If you're talking about the 301, Do Falachi 301 was started last administration. I don't know exactly when. I want to say 2018. Aliana, my FedEx packages was busted. A couple of my Rhinestone packages was busted today. So, I was heated about that, but whatever. Yes. Definitely check out becreateful.com for small order rhinestones for sure. They have beautiful rhinestones. So please definitely get that Cardell quality rhinestones. Definitely Be Createful. She has good stones. Great stones. I've used them for years. Continue to use them for whatever I need. So yes, definitely Cardell. It's becreateful.com. And Toniqua, yes, 4%, 30%. Yeah, my feelings was hurt. Ain't no lie. Is there a database to find those items in the States? I haven't found it yet. That's the thing. The best way accessory I've found to locate a manufacturer is to actually Google manufacturer. So, like for instance, paintbrush manufacturer, US paintbrush US manufacturer, actually. and see what it pulls up. And a lot of times you will find manufacturers here by doing it that way. Google has been like my friend with a lot of stuff. So definitely check Google and see if you can find whatever it is that you're looking to see if it's available in the States. Um, Good evening, Judy Jacobs. Four Corners, that's what it was. Four Corners, thank you so very much for the 2 step. Yes. Yes. Tartar Magic say so they want to know everything. It depends on whatever is in that box. They want to know, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. If something is coming over that's banned or doesn't belong here and they find out, it's going to be ugly. So it's better to find out for sure. It's better to let them know what's what, and then that way you can make sure that your bases are covered. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I make jewelry and people assume the Austrian crystal is Swarovski, but it is not. The Austrian crystal is Swarovski. No, Swarovski is Swarovski. So there's no, Swarovski is renowned, but come to find out, Preciosa, they have been glass makers since long before Swarovski was even a thing. So Preciosa, they actually have been, they specialize in glass making, and they are renowned for their glass making skills. And so you're talking, it's actually really, let me put this in the chat. It's actually very interesting to read the backstory on the Preciosa stones and the history. They have a rich history in glass making. Here it is. And their area, matter of fact, their area is called Crystal Valley. It's actually really cool. I would love to go to Czechoslovakia and learn more about it, see it in person, because that's one thing. I guess that's probably why. Why am I frozen? Okay, I was frozen for a minute. But that's also why I love rhinestone so much. I have always been fascinated with crystal glass making. I've never done glass making, but I love lead crystal, crystal goblets. I used to have crystal figurines. I used to have a lot of lead crystal dishes, and not dishes, but you know what I'm saying, the little bowl thingies. Matter of fact, I put it over there. All my flash drives are in this crystal goblet looking jar thing with the lid. I mean, it's just, I've always been fascinated with crystal. So it's almost natural that I would be into rhinestones. It's crazy, but it's true. But they've been their Crystal Valley has been in place since 1688. So definitely read. I put the link in the chat. Definitely read up on the Preciosa stone and how it all started, and the rich history involving that. It's actually very interesting read. It really is. They're one of the only factories left that make glass pearl crystal pearls. Some of the pearls Jackie O wore are from the Preciosa factory. That's cool to know. That is cool to know. Beads are fun to make, hot but fun. Oh man, I would love to do glass. I mean, I have a couple of glass making TikTok folks, these guys where they make sheets of glass, and I love to watch glass making and stuff like this. Y'all, if somebody would let me get into that, I would probably have gotten into glass making, but we all know that certain folks around here like to keep me from things that are dangerous, so I can't do glass making. Hey Jill Arnott, how are you? Welcome. Why did Swarovski stop selling? Because they didn't want to water down their brand. There were so many imitation things coming up. to protect the exclusivity of their brand, they only will allow certain folks access to it now. So for instance, my sandals, my flip-flops are from Rainbow, right? Rainbow flip-flop shoes. And they have the Swarovski stones on them. You know, it makes the brand worth more when it has limited access. So only if anybody else comes out with some stones on their flip-flops, for instance, it's not Swarovski. You know what I'm saying? They can't claim that, whereas Rainbow can. They've been doing business with them for years. So they would have access to that. Whereas some of these other low quality, not low quality, I don't want to say that, low on the totem pole, so to speak, designers and blah 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 blah, they won't have access to that. Only exclusive folks. So that's why they did it. Yeah, it is ASMR watching glass making. I absolutely love it. So let me make sure. My hubby loves my bell. He don't know what's going on. He's just happy. The vivid alarm people are talking on the intercom saying, "Hi there, is this so? We have a fire alarm, all okay?" Tell them Kemper, say, "Nah, we just our chat is on fire. That's all it is, ma'am. It's okay. It's not the house, it's the chat." And let them know that's what it is. Oh, I can claim my jewelry is, I have a crap ton of Swarovski stones from before they went private. That's good. You hang on to that, Sheila Cushenberry, because it's really hard to get them now. You can see the swan with the jeweler's loop. That's how you know the stone is authentically Swarovski. Didn't know that. Don't we see that all this information that you sharing with us is so valuable, giving it? Well, I mean, I'm trying to make sure, because I'm trying to tell you, it's important to know. No, Patrice, you do not owe. No, you do not owe me any money. Sorry, I hate that this. I hate this came out to that fashion. That was not the point of mentioning the tariff and how it works and how it affects me. And eventually it will affect us all, but right now it's just affecting me. So the video tonight was explaining how when you order from China, um, for those of you who are interested in doing business with China at some point and sourcing things from China to resell, you can do so, but keep in mind there's an additional tariff on top of the regular tariff, and the additional tariff is pretty steep that you have to pay on the total value of whatever package it is that you got coming in from overseas. And the manufacturer is the one that will assess the value and put it on the package on the airway bill when he sends it over. And so they read that, see what the pack total is, see what's in the package, make sure your tariff number and your description is proper, and then they assess the tariff and you pay it. They send you your package anyway, but they will be sending a bill with the tariff assessed, and then it has to be paid within a certain amount of time, which is, that's the way it is. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that is a thing. Okay, that's the whole purpose, main purpose of tonight's show, to let you know that there is a thing in doing business with China, and it's called the 301 tariff. And it's an additional tariff, and it is a very steep tariff. And it's okay because that's a part of doing business. And I mean, the government assessed it, so it is what it is. But I did not know that. I knew there was a tariff, didn't know there was an additional tariff. So that's where, I mean, because technically it's new. It's not new, but within the last 5 years, it's new. And if you didn't know, then you be la 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 la. Hey, I've ordered in the past. I'm gonna order again. And then when you get it, it's like, bruh, what in the world? And, or you still don't know about it because your vendor has been marking your packages down below the value, and then all of a sudden you get a phone call, email, or a knock at the door, or a letter in the mail saying you owe extra money because your package has been found that the value is not assessed properly, the contents are not listed properly, And so you got to pay all this money out of your pocket. I didn't want any of y'all to be hit with that. I didn't want any of you to get the element of surprise that I got, because I didn't know to do research in that area when it comes to importing. I didn't know. I had no clue whatsoever. So I felt it was important, and in talking with our Hoop Group customs person, whom we're good buddies, because we have a two customs agents in the Hoop Group, which is really cool. But the one in particular, in talking to him, he broke it all the way down, because that's what he does. Is he does customs on the Food, Drug, and Administration side all the time, and he sees sublimation stuff coming in all the time, and people get upset because their sublimation packages are held up in customs because they're not fully explaining everything that's in that package, or they're not giving or they don't know to give the name and the address of the manufacturer so that the package can be cleared. They don't know, and so they're upset and mad because their packages are held up, when if you just know ahead of time what the deal is, and you know ahead of time what to expect, then you can handle that problem before it even blows into something major. That's the reason why I came on tonight, and at his urging, he even suggested, this is a good idea for a video, and he's right. He's right. I wish somebody had told me. You're talking about importing. Well, keep in mind, there's a 301 tariff. What? Since when? And I would have known. I would have known. I didn't know. I had no clue. So it was like, what? And like I told him, I was so upset. I was so upset. And then, because I couldn't even sleep that night when I found out, and I was like, I'm going to have to pay what? Are you kidding? And I couldn't sleep. I tossed and turned because I knew I was going to have to tell Mr. McQuackins about it. And I just knew he was going to be heated. He wasn't. But I thought he was going to be super heated about it. And then I told him, actually, before I even told him, y'all, I had to get that thing to God. I promise you, I had to pray on that thing. I believe in that. And you normally will not hear me talk too much about religion, but I had to pray on that thing, and I had to let it go, because I was gonna wind up in the hospital if I hadn't, y'all. I'm telling you, I was trending on that course, because I was like, what? But once I gave it to God, I let it go. I had to let it go, and I did. And so it's okay. He hasn't let me falter yet. So because of that, I have full confidence that it's going to be okay. And I know it is. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it now. But I needed y'all to know, because I promise y'all that was a rude awakening, that you guys are business owners too. And I know I'm not the only person that's interested in purchasing in mass quantities at an affordable price from overseas. So because of that, I felt it was my duty. I felt I had the responsibility of passing that knowledge on. I had the responsibility, because I refuse to let anybody, is 167 according to that of y'all in here. I refuse to not let each and every one of y'all know, and whoever else is watching this video after the fact, that you can do business overseas, but keep in mind, this could impact your business. So you need to know. And the information is out there. It's easily accessible. Whatever it is that you're importing, I don't care what it is. It can be breath mints. It could be toys. It could be bottles, for those who want to repackage their products. It could be bottles, plastic bottles. It could be lids. It could be anything. Look it up. Look up the tariff for it, and look at what your tariff is going to be. Google it. Tariff on plastic bottles. and it'll give you the tariff number. It'll tell you your tariff percentage. And if it has that little superscript down there, because you're ordering from China and you click on that superscript, it'll tell you what your extra tariff is going to be on top of whatever the other tariff is going to be. I mean, because there's a lot of things that there is no tariff on originally, but an extra tariff was added. So even if you didn't have to pay a tariff before, now you do. And it's much higher. So just keep that in mind. All right. I'm having to work on the let it go part, Linda. You got to, because this is the thing. It's not fair to ask for the help and then take it back. Because if you take it back, then you don't trust that it'll be taken care of for you. So just like if your child comes to you and says, Mom, I need your help. And you say, here, baby, let me help you. And then they're like, you know what, Mom, it's okay. I got it. Don't even worry about it. I got it. And you sit there like, bro, you came to me for help. I'm here to help you. Why won't you let me help you? Trust me to help you. No, Mom, I can do it better. I'll take care of it. That will hurt your feelings. Right? Likewise, let it go and watch what happens. Let it go. All right? Let it go. Crow. But that's my. Do you pay the tariff bill by weight of items? Okay, so see, Cynthia's, it depends. Like what he explained to me, fabric is by the meter, by how much fabric it is. So they have to know the length of the fabric as well. All right. They have to know the length, the width, what it consists of. All of that factors in on how the tariff is assessed. Then on top of that, the 301 tariff is based on the value of the item. So it's crazy, which is why I was saying I really want to get someone on the show. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, I can have someone come on the show and not even say who they are, show their face or whatever, and just explain, some of the basic things about customs, especially for the things that we deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like thread, embroidery machines, laser machines, golly, anything that we deal with, rhinestones, flock, transfer tape. I'm to the point I'm not getting transfer tape. I'm not getting flock nor tape from overseas. I'm just not going to do it. I would love to. I wanted to. But after looking at the tariff and how that's assessed, and then knowing that glue has to run through a certain customs, it's not worth it, y'all. It's not worth it for me. And it's not worth it for y'all. I would have to charge so much for that until it just, y'all would be like, well, bro, I might as well buy it here. You might as well buy it here. I'm being honest. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I refuse, like I said, to devalue something just to get it over here for a quick buck. No, not going to happen. So I'm not going to do flock from overseas, and I'm not going to do transfer tape from overseas. There are a couple of other things that we might do from overseas, but definitely not the flock and the transfer tape. I'm not going to do it. Unfortunately. This stuff is crap. Government ruined my vape business. It is very difficult to wrap your arms around it without being overly critical about it. It is very difficult. But, I mean, my thing is it's a part of it, and that's, what I have to deal with. So I'm okay with it. Yes, not show face and alter the voice, maybe give you questions for him. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool, because there was a lot I learned. And I was like, bruh, are you serious right now? It's that deep. Yeah, it's that deep. And when it was, see, this is the thing. Just like with kids, when you tell a kid, no, you can't have that cookie before dinner. Well, I mean, the kid is going to protest because they see a cookie sitting there and they want to know why they can't have that cookie is sitting there. But if you explain, at least they will have an understanding of, no, you need to eat that after dinner so that you'll have enough room in your tummy to eat all of your dinner, the healthy stuff. Then you can have your cookie afterwards. If you still have enough room to eat your cookie, then you can have it, And so now this is, of course, a child of age of understanding, but it helps when you understand why you're being penalized for something, you know what I'm saying? And you find out, okay, well, it's actually not a penalty. I mean, it is, but there's a good reason behind it. So, I mean, I couldn't be mad at the reasoning that was given for the many different stipulations that are put in place for imports. I couldn't even be mad. I was like, oh, that makes sense. It really does make sense. I can't even be mad. So, yeah. Hey, Miss Crafty Creations, how are you? So at any rate, I was not trying to hold y'all hostage all night. It was mainly to let you know about this tariff that I had no idea about. It's a 301 tariff. That if you are trying to import, you need to know about it. You need to know about it because it was a surprise, and I don't want you to be surprised when you go to order from overseas. If you so choose to do importing, I don't want you to be the why is a necessity. It is. It is because it makes it easier to comply when you understand why. I like that. That sounded good. It makes it easier to comply when you understand why. Hey, that's what's up. So yeah, times have changed. Yes, and that helps. That hasn't helped either. But I don't want you out of all that money, and you and your husband is helping me a great deal. This is part of a startup. I thank God for you both, and I appreciate it. I really do. I do appreciate it. But at the same time, I should have known. I should have done my homework, and I should have known about that. So, and I didn't. I didn't. So, but it's okay. It's gonna be all right, y'all, because we finna blow it out the water with these flatback stones. I'm so excited about these flatback stones. Okay, so again, I appreciate that the stones are arriving. We did get clear of customs after a week. And so by next Friday, we should have orders out to everyone. My plan, my goal is to have all of them orders out before we start the next buy-in, which is next, not this coming Sunday, but next Sunday, the 27th. All right. Members will get early access, but this time we're not doing a week early. We're only going to do a couple of days early. Okay. Because I felt so bad. Some people had to wait an extra week on top of already waiting before they could get their, and then we had the delay. Y'all, I didn't like that. So we're not going to do a whole week ahead this time. We're just going to do a few days ahead for members. Captains, of course, get an extra couple of days on that as well. But after that, you guys, we will continue on. I got things in works for what's going to come with the April 27th buy-in already in the plan. So I'm excited about that. But this time it is definitely flat back time, and we got some pretty colors, some more colors coming in. And I'm also retiring a couple of colors that just really didn't sell. We're going to not really offer those anymore, but you'll see a couple of changes, not too many. But the addition of the flatback is going to be a lot of fun, I think. So I'm looking forward to that with you guys. So I don't think Taiwan, no, the 301 tariff is only on China. Only on China. So if you get it from Taiwan, Mexico, but if you get it from Taiwan or Mexico or wherever, and it was made in China, from what I understand, I'm pretty sure that's from what I understand, it still applies. From what I understand. And we can confirm that with the customs, because I asked that, and they was like, if it's made in China, it still applies. So we might not have been talking about the 301. We might have been talking about no, because that's what we were talking about. So I'm pretty sure it still applies. If it's made in China, it still applies. Yes, they do have a black AB. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So, is it the same if you bring it home with you while traveling? Carla, I don't know. That I don't know, Carla. I would assume so. No, well, I don't know, Carla. That's a very good question. I cannot answer that. I do not know. So if you fly over there and then you bring it back with you, I would think it would still apply because you're still importing it, but I cannot definitively answer that question. Especially coming from somebody that don't even have a passport. Y'all, why I ain't got no passport? I asked myself that the other day. I'm like, what the world? Why you ain't got no passport? I was like, you know what? I don't know. I'm gonna have to give me a passport, y'all. I'm ready to travel. Same login. Same login because you will be able to see your past orders, which is really cool because then you'll be able to confirm what did I buy such and such the last time, and you can confirm it online. Lisa Carter says you have to go through customs. I know you got to go through customs, but whether or not the 301 applies, I don't know. When is the Blinga thing? It was supposed to be the 16th, which was yesterday, but I had several folks actually asked me to extend it. So I extended it out to the end of March. Excuse me, to see if that was going to be, hopefully that's going to be enough time. To see, because I'm excited to see what everybody bling too, as long as it's as long as it's not a live animal and we keeping it under PG. You know, you have to say what you have. We'll ask you if you have anything to declare. Yeah, and then you probably didn't, and if you don't declare, they probably got Paw Patrol waiting on you. Shoot. Paw Patrol is out here snatching folks. You hear me? They ain't playing no games. And we talking about fed Paw Patrol too. You know what I'm saying? That's the bulldog Paw Patrol. Shoot. I'm doing the buy-ins like I'm an expert on bling, just learning and having fun. I just enjoy being a part of a group and the fun. It is fun. It applies after a certain amount. Okay, so then that's the same thing if you import it. So like I said, your limit is 250, under 250. And they don't really care about that. But over 250, they start to pay attention. Over 2,500, oh no, you got to answer some questions. Oh my God. So yeah, the black AB, yeah, I'm excited that I ordered some AB colors that we're going to be offering this time so that I can show everybody the other AB colors. The only problem with the AB colors, though, from what I was told, is that they take an extra week to make them. But I'm hoping more people will order it at the beginning of the buy-in so that I can go ahead and let them know, hey, these are being ordered. You might want to go ahead and have these made for us. And then it won't be that big of a deal by the end of the buy-in, and we can have them already with everything else. When I cross over the Mexico-U.S. border, I have to declare what I'm bringing back to the States. Okay, cool. Would it be cheaper for us to fly you and your hubby and you can bring all of our bling back? Hilarious! I'm going to say no, especially with this last order. No, it was better for us to have that shipped. Yes, the Rhinestone templates are on sale again for $1.50 for Impressa Mod Anime. Yes. My granddaughter loves the bell. She rings it just about every day. Awesome. Tell her thank you. We love it. We love it. Would it help to do buy-ins twice a month and do a cutoff? That's what we're doing. Actually, once a month and then a cutoff, not twice a month. Twice a month would be too much. So yeah, no, it would have to be the once a month is enough. Purple Majestic AB. I don't remember. I don't remember. Template link. It's on Facebook, so you have to be on Facebook. Well, no, you don't have to be on Facebook. Well, actually, technically you do because you got to send her a message on Facebook. But she did post it in the Hoop group. So if you're interested in the templates, she did post it. So here it is. And she's got some free ones too, y'all. She's got some free ones that she's offering. So let me I'm gonna link that first. So these are free. You can just go to this link, click this link, and download them. Okay, these are, from what I understand, these are Rhinestone um, templates. Okay, but she also, let me click on her thing. She also has this flash sale that's going on until the 31st of March. Okay, and here is the link for that. You just scroll through, find the number to the design that you're interested in, write it down, keep you a running list of what numbers to the designs that you're interested in, and then you send her a message with those numbers, and then she'll send you an invoice, and then she'll email you the design. Okay. She said, thank you to Sheriff. You're welcome. Thank you. Matter of fact, I can show you real quick. Did you purchase extras for those? No, I did not. Nakia, I did. I couldn't, girl. I did good to catch to order the extras so that I can show what's coming. Because I don't order extra. It's just it's not advantageous financially for me to order extra. Um, Miss Crafty Creations, no worries. We gonna get you some templates that will help you get those stones out of the packages. Let's get us where is it? Let me switch you over so that you can see. Actually, let's do it this way because I want you to understand how this works with Impressa. There we go. So this is her her photo gallery, right? So the way Impressa works is she creates rhinestone designs and then she puts them here in this gallery. And I don't know if you can, how well you can see this. Let me pull this up. Okay. So if you see here, this says number 6471. This is Tigers and it's an M. So I guess, somebody had it made for their school or whatever. She's offering it. So if you know another school is Tigers and you want this design, this says sequins. Do you see that? It says sequins. So Impressa is a designer and she does sequins designs, rhinestud designs, and rhinestone designs. Okay. So you definitely need to check. See, this says sequins, whereas this one says stones. So sequins are generally, let me not lie. So I'm gonna leave the sequins alone. I think I know why sequins are sequins and we can't use them for rhinestones, but I have used them, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Stick to the rhinestones, okay? So the ones that you see that says stones, notice it says SS6 or hers says 6SS because she's not from the US. So it's flip flop, but no worries. She tells you how many stones, she tells you the size that your final design should be, and that it says stones. It's $6, okay? And it's number 6469. So if you write down 6469 and then get all your numbers together, like you may want that one, you might want 6466, you might want 6462. Nope, that's sequence. You might want the flag 6461. So you write all of those down and then you send her an instant message, a direct message, and she will respond back to you with the total invoice, and then she will email you back the designs. Okay. Now this says $6, but right now all of these designs are $1.50 until the end of March. Okay, so you have 6,400 designs to scroll through and find you a rhinestone design that you like, or all of the rhinestone designs that you like. Write them down and send them to her. 6,000 designs. Okay. 6,000 designs. Sequins are sequins without the hole. So with the sequins, you can get a sequins design and use the faux rhinestone method, which is using holographic vinyl, and you can cut it out with holographic vinyl and it'll look just like rhinestones. So you can do sequins that way if you want to. Okay. I think I have a YouTube video on that somewhere here on our channel. But yeah, you just scroll through and you find, the design that you like. And they are all $1.50 right now. Okay. I'm new. Can you provide the buy-in link? Yes, Nakia. The only thing is the buy-in is not live at this exact moment in time. So right now the buy-in will not be active until the 27th of March, which is not this coming Sunday, but the next one. She told me that they need to be formatted. You talk about the sequins ones for rhinestones or the sequins ones for the holographic vinyl? That's the link to our website. If you click there, you'll see the link for the buy-in. Just snatch on it, fill out the form for the newsletter. But if you click that link, it'll take you to frequently asked questions. Please read those, please, before joining in on the buy-in. Please read the frequently asked questions, because some folks didn't read that, and you could tell. So, did I put? Okay, so that's the link to what I was just showing you. Rhinestones. Okay, yeah. So there is a way to manipulate it and resize it, but you have to have the software to do it and to make sure that it's sized properly for it to work with rhinestones. But yes, you can get them to work with rhinestones. I've done it. But it takes some finesse and software to do it. I can't get her designs to work in Design Space. I purchased 22. I was able to get them to work. Did you do rhinestones designs or did you do sequence designs? Linda Gray says she includes instructions on using Cricut. Okay. Yeah, well, I've used it in Design Space, so I don't but I also double check all of my rhinestone files in Make the Cut. But that's how I do it. You said if it says stones, then it's for rhinestones. That is correct. That is correct. That's what she told me. So yeah, rhinestones. Okay, then it should have worked. Now, if it's a big design, y'all know how Cricut is. It's gonna take it a while to upload all of those little dots, and that's why I use a third-party program to merge all of those dots. But if you didn't take the class, you may not understand what I'm saying. But I don't bring in a bunch of dots. I just bring in one page with holes in it into Cricut, because that's the only way Cricut will work effectively. Cricut will work the other way, but it'll take it a long time to import all of those dots. So I have Silhouette Business Edition. That can help. You can use Silhouette. Silhouette pulls up all of those dots better. Somebody did use Inkscape. Leila Nelson uses Inkscape very well. So I don't use Inkscape. So if you have issues, she said, send her an email to help. That's cool to know. I didn't know that. So yeah, Impressa is awesome. She has decent designs, and she's really sweet. Yes, Silhouette Business Edition does come through handy. Y'all, I've been using my Silhouette, man. Holler. Love my Silhouette. I've been running that Silhouette. That thing been running for the most part like a champ. Been a couple of hiccups. But being the Silhouette, been having a good time because my Cricut doesn't do print and cut. Silhouette does. So I've been doing my print and cut, y'all. I've been playing with it. I'm getting good at it. Holler. I'm so excited about using that silhouette. I was this close to trying to go get me another one, and of course, Mr. McCrackens had to reason with me. So we still dealing with the one. But I just knew I was gonna work faster with two. But he was like, "No, you doing good with the one." Okay. You got a tariff to pay. Okay. Heck, damn it, don't rub it in. Oh, do you do rhinestones on the silhouette? I have. Yes, I have. I normally don't. Normally I use Cricut. Lena, I think you can, because the last time we went, during the class, I think it was no longer, because on the give me y'all. On the main page it says $56 or something like that. But if you go to actually buy it, it's back to regular price. It's not the sale price anymore. And the same company that I bought it from in the payment processing page is not the same company that it is now. So I'm assuming you can buy it now. Apparently the original owners or the original people with that software has let it go, kicked it to the curb, and so somebody new has come in and took over. Looks like. I don't have beginner's video on silhouette. No, crafting away, I don't. All of my videos are on Cricut. I'm just learning the silhouette. I really am. I have made 2 cuts on my silhouette. I still cut things with my Cricut. Yeah, but I've been doing good with it. Yeah, just seems right. Linda Woods Brown. I am. Me and silhouette. We. Have you tried to resize stones in the Wizard? Yes. Also, you can cut right from the Wizard to your Cameo with Silhouette Connect. Did not know that. But yeah, I resize stones in the Wizard a lot, because I prefer to resize. I am so rude. I apologize, y'all. I've been up late. I was up late last night. I prefer to resize tons at one time in the Wizard versus make the cut, because at least I know for the most part it's accurate. My problem that I've been having with the Wizard is actually it's not the Wizard that I'm having the trouble with. It's no, actually it is the Wizard. So some of the fonts that come from TRW, the holes are too close. So when I go to cut it, it's tearing, or it's no definitive space in between, and I don't know how to keep that spacing in between the stones. You know what I'm saying? That part I haven't figured out or learned yet. So that's the only issue I have with the Wizard. I use Silhouette for vinyl and Cricut for print and cuts. Yeah, my print and cut on the Cricut does not work. Hey, Fidel, what up, homie? It's good to see you. Thank you for coming to hang out. I know you stay busy, so it's a privilege to have you here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, Fidel. I appreciate you. Even though I'm not supposed to be on here too much longer. I got like 8 minutes, and I'm gonna get the heck up off of here because I haven't had dinner, and I need to eat dinner. And I don't know what I want. Oh my God, it's 11 o'clock. I can't eat nothing this late. I have to eat something simple. What's the link for the Rhinestone templates? I can put it back in there. Oop. That's the link right there. Once I started using Cameo, I haven't touched my Cricut. Oh no, poor Cricut sitting over there. I've been trying to learn Inkscape, and it's a learning curve. Yes. There aren't a lot of new videos on learning how to do Rhinestone templates on it. I'm thinking due to the fact it's open source. Could be. You have to put Candace. We did that with my Cricut. We've done that. I called Cricut, and Cricut went through troubleshooting. They had me reset it. They had me update this. They had me try that. They had me do some of everything to that Cricut, and they were like, it's broken, it just won't work. And I was like, okay, well then that means it never worked, because I haven't tried to use it before. But by then it had been 3 years, I think, since I had bought it. And they was like, Okay. And that's your problem because it's past warranty. Saying, oh, okay. So I've never been able to do print cut with the Cricut. You sound like me. I just got done eating dinner and got a late start. Yeah. Enlarge the design lettering, then hit resize stones to desired stone size. And it will space them, but at the same time make all stones perfect. Okay, I will give that a shot because that was annoying to say the least. Very annoying. I was like, bro, come on now, this shouldn't be like this. But I didn't know what. You know how it is. You're already irritated about something. You're already trying something and it's not working, and you just be like, okay, forget it, and then you walk away, and then you just don't go back to it. That's pretty much how that went down. So yeah. Good night, Sharon Davenport. Thank you again so very much for the super chat. And you guys, if you do decide to order overseas and do some importing, let me know. I'd love to know what you're getting into, what you'd like to get into, especially if you're trying to establish some sort of wholesale businessing or business venture. And then if you like, there's one hoop group member that posted her elephants and blankets in the group that she was selling. So, you guys could have access to that. I'm all for a good deal, but I'm not for, in my personal interest in doing, I want things to be above board. So even if I have to kick out a little extra, long as it's legit, I'm okay with it. Because I'm not trying to have issues. So yeah, let me know what you getting into, like Lisa. If it's something that can benefit the hoop group, let me know. Let me know. All right. So you guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in because I really wanted to impart that information to you all because like I said, it was shocking, and I felt you needed to know that is not an issue, but that's a situation that you will have to face for the most part if you order over a certain amount from the country country of China. Yeah. So y'all have a good night, and I look forward to seeing y'all on Sunday. And hopefully we'll be showing off some pretty stones Sunday, showing you some of the flat back and the AB colors that we got coming in. That's the hope. We'll see. Depends on if the packages all get here or not. But whatever I do, because I don't have any of the flat back now. Now that I think about it, that did not come yet. That didn't come yet. And none of the new colors have come yet. So hopefully the new colors will be here by Sunday or something. If not, then we'll figure out something else to do this coming Sunday. So Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, but we appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple of days on Sunday. All right. So y'all have a good night. And I look forward to hanging out with y'all. We'll figure out what we're going to do Sunday. I don't know if we're going to do like no, we did sublimation this past Sunday. We'll figure out something to do Sunday. All right. So have a good night. Bye.